7:41 on Tuesday, May 23rd, 2017. Lots going on today as we had that update. ISIS at this hour claiming responsibility for that attack outside the Ariana Grande concert. I misspoke earlier thinking this was in the Manchester area of London. It is actually in Manchester City, which is about 4.5 hours away if you were to drive in the northern part of the country.
And
so
that's
we'll continue
where
to
the
update you.
largest arena is.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually the arena where Manchester United plays.
Okay.
So anyway, we'll continue to keep you updated at kpel965.com.
Okay.
But joining us in studio at this point, Lafayette Police Chief Toby Agillard. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
And
good
you
morning.
even showed up with donuts today.
Absolutely.
So we need all we can take with the news that we have to cover today.
Full
and
disclosure.
Lots of moving parts.
Yes, lots of moving parts. So first
Comfort
off,
food.
Comfort food, yes. So thank you for that. We appreciate that. So talk to us a little bit about, last week, Rob talked about seeing you at the police memorial. Some of these officers, they go out and they don't come home, and it's in service to other people so that other people are not harmed. Rob said, you really had a chance to talk with a lot of the families.
Well, Bernie, it's so important to remember our heroes, and honestly, this was my first police memorial. Mm-hmm. I'm the guy who has always shied away from funerals and memorials, and I don't know, I'm just kind of weird that way. So this was my first, and I love the fact that Lafayette PD takes upon itself to honor all of the heroes from Acadiana. So it's not just Lafayette PD heroes. It's from all the law enforcement agencies in Acadiana. And it was a beautiful ceremony where we just brought to light their heroic acts and their sacrifice. And it's an opportunity for the families to come and be with brother officers, sister officers, and sort of just go through the healing process together, talk about their loved ones, and get together and enjoy each other's company.
It's got to be a tough job because people never really see what these men and women face every day. I don't think people really have an idea of what it's like, and especially in a time where there seems like there's little respect often from people that you encounter and interact with.
Well, certainly that's what gets the headlines today. And certainly there's more of that than there was when I started. But I got to say, we live in a great community.
Yeah, we
and
really
the people
do.
here support us.
Yeah.
The majority of people love us. The majority of people believe in us, and we know that. And so it's still an honor and a privilege to serve in this community.
We're also joined by Corporal Karl Ratcliff, who we speak to, our contact with the department. And Karl, I have to tell you, I didn't see you at first last Thursday, and we were kind of doing our things. And my 3-year-old came back and said, "Daddy, your friend's here." And I kind of looked around and I saw you. You were in line with your wife, and I said, yeah, that's him. She remembered from months ago. Yeah. We ran into you at Rouse's or something, and she remembered that was you. And I think so much of it, we've talked about it so much here, on our show, the importance of teaching your kids that it's okay, that they're here to help you.
Right.
And and that stood out to her. And the funny part is I kind of looked around and even Sarah was like, I didn't see Karl here yet. And then I looked up and he was right there. Daddy, your friend's here.
Daddy, your friend's here.
Go say hi.
And that's the community policing idea too, is that the police officers in areas know the people that they're interacting with.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's very important, and it's exactly what we want.
How are you making that happen? Is it on a regular basis? Is it just how how do you think it's working so far?
Well, so far we're rolling, Bernie. We've started under the leadership of Chief Thomas. We started the Community Relations Committee, and that's just one way in which we are reaching out to the community. But that Relations Committee represents primarily the north side of Lafayette. Now. We got community leaders, we got church leaders, neighborhood leaders, people who want to be a part of that committee. They meet once a month. That's the committee we walk with when you hear about us doing these community walks. Right now, we are starting the process of starting a South Side Community Relations Committee. So we want to establish a group of people from the south side of Lafayette who may be interested in being a part of that type of committee, meeting once a month. Sitting down, meeting our officers, understanding the issues that we're facing every day, how we can solve them together, We're looking for people who are interested in joining our Southside Community Relations Committee today. And I'm asking that if you are interested to contact our office. Karl will give you the number and an email address, but anybody who's interested in being part of the solution, being part of that community outreach with us, we'd love to have you.
Okay. What is the best way to contact the department? Should they leave you a message, Karl? Should they call the main line? What's kind of a good way?
Yeah, they can contact me. My direct office line is 337-291-8617. So that's 291-8617. Contact me, leave a voicemail. My email is kratcliff@lafayette.la.gov.
You're really trying to trick them there, by the way.
What you mean?
K-Rat. I mean, come on. How easy can you be? Come on.
Hey, that's what it is. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, send me an email, leave me a voicemail. We'll get back with you. We want people who are going to be committed to this like we are. We don't want people that are just going to show up and complain. We want people that are going to show up, voice concerns, but also help us find solutions and help us integrate those solutions. So if that's you, if you're interested in seeing change in your community and seeing us move forward, because law enforcement is changing just like the world is changing. We want to be a part of that. We want to change with the times and meet people where they are and meet those needs as they grow. And it's a very dynamic thing. So if you're interested in that and helping us, being a true partner with us, those are the people that we want to call us and contact us. We're going to vet it. We're going to make sure we put people there that need to be there and that have the common interests that we do and want to see this relationship grow and get better and see just the way of life in our city just continue to grow and increase in quality.
I think so much about Crime Stoppers. We talk about Lafayette. We have St. Landry in. We have Iberia in. Is the kind of see something, say something nature, which helps these days. You know, when something stands out to you, something doesn't look right, I would imagine these community relations teams can really help you with that by saying,
absolutely. Look,
late at night, it may not be somewhere that you're even thinking to patrol.
Right.
That's
right.
Or
it might be certain areas of the city that you don't get calls from. So
that's right.
There may not be any issues, but yet there's something going on there, maybe some cars that don't belong. I would imagine that's important too.
Sure. Crime fighting is not a spectator sport. We really need the community involvement if we're going to make a difference. And let me give you guys the big picture. We've got our North Side Committee. It's working beautifully. Great thing. We're starting our South Side Committee. We don't want to separate the community. When we get South Side rolling, just as North Side is, we're going to bring these two committees together.
Great. That's
and it's
the way
going to
it should be.
Yeah, and it's going to be a Lafayette PD city town hall type gathering.
Yep.
And so that's where we're going with this.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the downtown area, enforcement, some of the, issues and different things. So as part of the alcohol code, as I believe I understand it, tell me if I'm leaving a bar at midnight on a Friday night or a Saturday night, they're going to say, hey, finish your drink right here and don't take that to-go cup. Now, does that assist? Does that help your department?
Well,
your thoughts? I
think that, first of all, there have been groups meeting about downtown apparently for long before I got here.
Yeah.
And these solutions, the ordinances you saw pass in the recent council meeting are part of that group effort to sort of change the dynamic of downtown and make it safer, make it a place we all want to be. And so part of it is that. No more to-go cups after midnight. Now, it's just a slight change. There were no more to-go cups before 2 a.m. Now it's midnight. Yeah. And so just a slight change. But we think, I can tell you, as police chief, I think that it will be helpful in the sense that, there's a certain amount of tailgating, for lack of a better term, that goes on. And if we can start cutting that back at midnight, that will help us come 2 o'clock when the bars are closing. And look, we want people to patronize our businesses downtown. And so that's also another part of this. And so this was an effort by the, city government, city police, the downtown business owners, those associations. It was sort of all of us coming together, and these are just some of the solutions we put together. And we hope to make a difference with it.
I would imagine, this all kind of goes into loitering, in downtown. I know there seems to be an issue that officers deal with all year round, having it. And then, something big happens like festival. When you have everyone downtown, you have people that are either left over from there or people who go after it. What is kind of your takeaway now, a month after what happened downtown, and how to kind of fix that in the future?
Well, Fixing crime is always you're talking about
imagine,
it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what happened downtown is a tragedy, and obviously none of us wanted to see something like that happen. But the truth is that we live in today, right? I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anybody. Truthfully, it could have happened anytime, any place, anywhere.
That's
just happened to occur in downtown Lafayette right after the festival was ending. So, that is what it's going to be. And are we going to always be able to stop that from happening? Probably not. But these measures hopefully will help us in the future prevent some things like that from occurring.
How difficult was it? Immediately everyone on Facebook is an expert in crime fighting and crowd control and, different things. There were a lot of different accusations not accusations. That's kind of a rough word. Just everybody deciding what should have gone down or what should have happened during that time frame. Are y'all making any changes based on this last incident as far as the downtown area and enforcement?
Well, we're taking a look at everything now.
Okay. And
so we're in everyone is coming back to the table to determine what can we do differently that would perhaps have made things different, a better outcome. Now, Bernie, you know as well as I do, we can't always predict everything that's going to happen.
There's just no way.
But we can do our best to be prepared for anything that does happen and to take steps to prevent terrible things from happening. And that's all we can do.
Well, I will put something on your list as y'all start to meet and talk about it. Because the number one thing people called and emailed us about directly after was the barricades. The thought that if something does happen in the middle of Johnson Street again, where do people go? Or how do they get out of there? Yes. So I'll just leave that to you guys. Yes,
and I'll commend our officers.
Yeah.
During that event, we had an enormous crowd downtown, and for what is essentially a handful of officers. Of course, we had many out there, but considering the size of the crowd, a handful of officers handled that situation beautifully. We preserved the crime scene. We got everyone out safely. I had two officers that actually chased down and apprehended an armed suspect during that event. These officers witnessed that person commit that crime and chased him down knowing that he was armed and willing to use his weapon.
Yeah.
What does that say about Lafayette PD's officers?
It goes back to what we started this conversation about with the memorial, willing to put themselves on the line. Chief Toby Agillard, Corporal Karl Ratcliff, thanks for spending some time with us this morning. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
All right, it's 7:54. Coming up, we have your Todd Starnes update. Quick break, and then Bernie has news, weather, and traffic. Stay with us. It is 7:54.